on today with a stimulus news report and update. This is Thursday, December the 17th, 2020. So this is the information I'm going to be sharing to you today is really important information. As you know, we're approaching the end of the year, which means that many of the CARES Act benefits are set to expire. So there's a lot of things going on with that. And with the stimulus proposals that are currently being negotiated within Congress. So all of this information I'm providing today is super important to all of you all entrepreneurs and small business owners out there. If you are joining, let me know where you are joining from. I want to make sure you can see me. This should be simulcasting to my YouTube family as well as my Facebook family. So let me know who you are, where you're from, and where you're tuning in from. That would be super fantastic. A lot of, again, important information. So do give this a thumbs out. Do share this out wherever you're viewing from. Do share our channel and our resources, because we know sharing is caring. There are so many entrepreneurs and small business owners that need the information that we continue to share on a regular basis regarding relief for our small business community, which is so important because we know so many of us are challenged. So many of us have been devastated by this pandemic and continue to suffer due to the pandemic as well. So do give this a thumbs up, hit the notification button if you enjoy our content, and we will continue sharing all this great news and help you stimulate your own economy. So the first thing that I want to talk about today is EIDL. This is the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program, right? We know early on it came with an advance, which was a grant, but the loan program we know is still available. If you are interested in applying for the EIDL loan program, I would encourage you to act swiftly and apply. The program is set to expire for COVID, right, related disasters on December. Sorry about that. I have people calling me on December the 31st. So please make sure that you do apply. You can go to www.sba.gov in order to get that information. If you have already applied and you were denied, do go through the reconsideration process. You still have an opportunity to get a loan through the SBA. So even if you were denied, so there's a number of different reasons why you may have been denied. It may have been due to credit, or maybe they didn't feel that you, based on the information you submitted, that you suffered an economic loss, because you do need to be able to demonstrate it, right? You need to be able to show, okay, if I was working last year, I had a ton of clients, or I was working a ton of events, I lost all of those, I had a decrease of what, 40%, 50%, 60%. So just being able to show that, some of the main documents that you will need to provide, of course, is your tax returns if you're going in under reconsideration. And I believe it's another form that I showcased in some of my other videos regarding EIDL and the reconsideration process that you need to submit as well, as far as an email with your application loan number and letting them know that you're requesting reconsideration. You also can request an increase of funding. So if you have already applied and been funded through the EIDL program, you can request an increase. You do not need to reapply. I do not encourage you to reapply, but just simply submitting an email to the SBA, to the correct department, requesting an increase of what they already gave you. Because again, when they first funded the program, it was for 6 months of relief. And I think some people only got 3 months, okay? But we're now going on, we're into the, 11th month at this point. So there is definitely cause, right, to be able to request additional funding under that program. But again, it is set to expire unless Congress extends this program. There's still funding available, but it is going to expire. Now, with that said, let me just talk quickly about the stimulus negotiations. There's a few different bills out. One of the ones that is one of the most popular bills is a bipartisan bill that I spoke about last week, is a $908 billion stimulus bill. And part of that money they're taking from CARES Act money, right, that was already provided that has not been used, right? So example would be like for the PPP program, which we know is $130 billion that still remains. That program expired in August, and we're looking for them to extend when they pass the next stimulus bill. So with that said, Congress has been gridlocked for like 8 months now on the next stimulus package. And what is that going to look like for the American people? They are getting closer to a deal. Now, whether they move forward with the $908 billion or they negotiate another bill, they are getting close to it because we need a new stimulus bill. Like we've needed it yesterday. And they know that a lot of these programs under the CARES Act are set to expire this month. We're in December, so we're days left in this month that they have an opportunity to put a stimulus package together to extend some of these benefits. Now, one of the things they're trying to come up with the deal is to negotiate a smaller package that is just the beginning, right? So that these programs that are set to expire, that they won't lapse. So three things that you can pretty much look for in the next stimulus package, possibly, is a stimulus check. Now, this is not in the bipartisan $908 billion bill, but this is the one that's being proposed by the negotiators with Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell. May include a stimulus check, but it's not looking like it's going to be anywhere near what it was. That $1,200 check is probably going to be more around $600 to $700 per person, right? And if you're married, they double that, okay? So again, that's what it's looking like. It's also looking like they will extend the unemployment benefits. This is something that is in the $908 billion stimulus proposal, but extending the benefits, but the supplemental payment that was the $600 that expired back in July, in which President Trump signed an executive order giving an extra $300 a week payment, where they're looking to provide that extra $300 supplement payment. So it's not looking like it's going to be $600, looking like it's more going to be a $300 payment. And then also extending the PPP. So this is something that both sides have been agreed on. This is not anything that is the reason that was holding up the stimulus talks. That more had to do with the liability protections and also giving money to state and local governments. Now, again, this is really like tailored down compared to the HEROES Act 2.0. That is a real comprehensive bill. So again, they know that even if they pass this, there's more stimulus needed because they're going to need more than the $908 billion. And especially when about $500 billion of this, they're taking from CARES Act money that is already like available. It just has not been used yet. So that's that with the stimulus, as far as the stimulus proposal. So a smaller stimulus check, $300 a week in supplemental payment, because unemployment is at historical highs right now. So we know that there's still a need. I think over 885,000 Americans applied for unemployment just last week. So this is important for all of us as American people, regardless of where you're at or what the challenges you're having. I know a lot of people are needing finance, whether it's you as a small business owner, whether you as a small business owner are on unemployment, whether you need some more stimulus checks for your family. These things are needed. Now, that's where they are with the negotiations and the talks. Okay. I want to talk about also PPP because there's a lot going on with this. So first of all, I'm going to talk about the list of everyone that received the Paycheck Protection Program funds. So If you don't already know, there's been a big push for the SBA. They actually went to court, and the SBA was told that they had to release the names of everyone that received PPP. Okay, so that list has been released. So it's been coming out in the news. The various people and organizations that have received it. That people, may think should have or should or shouldn't have received the money. So that they're also going after people that should not have gotten the money. I mean, even international like ministries and things like that really were not supposed to get the money. But we know there were issues with lack of internal controls within the SBA. That probably made it easier for a lot of the money to go to people that it shouldn't have. So we want to make sure that these dollars go to the small businesses for which it was intended. So that list is out if you want to take a look at that. PPP forgiveness. So if you used your PPP money or you got a Paycheck Protection Program loan, you have 8 to 24 weeks to use it, meaning you have until the end of December. If you have PPP, have you used the money yet? You need to use the funds to what is intended by December the 31st. 8 to 24 weeks, and the 31st is the deadline for that. Now, this is really important for you all that have PPP. Now, there is a PPP tax that can affect your taxes. And we know we want to make sure that we're lessening our tax burden. And I would highly recommend that you talk to your tax accountant, someone that is well versed in small business, someone that is well versed in the relief monies that have been distributed, and especially the PPP program, because as it stands right now, based on the latest guidance from the IRS, is that you can be hit with a big tax bill. So if any of the expenses or monies that were used, like towards expenses that you had, right, that you were used towards the PPP money, you will not be able to claim a deduction on that you normally would. Any of those expenses that were actually paid under the forgivable loan, the PPP loan. That's where it stands right now. Now, legislators and accountants have been really pushing back on this because we do not want small business owners to be more burdened, with taxes. We already have a lot of challenges as it is. So there's a big push to change make a change where to allow these expenses to be tax deductible. Now, if we go back to the stimulus bill that's proposed, the bipartisan bill, the $908 billion bill, it is a provision in that bill that would allow those expenses to be deductible. Now, one thing that they're recommending is if you have the PPP loan, is that you consider filing an extension on your taxes, because they're still working through a lot of these these issues with these programs. But again, it is so highly advisable that you consult with an accountant and someone that's well versed in taxes. So you may want, I would recommend an accountant and also a tax consultant, because each has its own specialties. But again, make sure that they're well versed in small business. Okay. So if you have any questions about any of these, please do let me know. I always circle back after the program to answer any questions that you have, because I know many of you all have applied for these various programs. And so you may, have had issues or questions related. I want to make sure that you are able to work through them and get the benefits that you are entitled to while they're still available. Unemployment is set to expire. I know it's expiring here in Ohio on the 26th. So this is pandemic unemployment assistance. This is the unemployment that was funded for all of us who are self-employed, entrepreneurs, small business owners that did not qualify for the traditional unemployment. Unless Congress extends it, we've got this. I've received a second notice, I think earlier today, that is set to expire. but they're also letting us know what other resources are available. So you have already gotten a letter. If you have, let me know if you've been issued any email correspondence from your state unemployment agencies regarding the pandemic unemployment assistance. If you're still on pandemic unemployment, let me know as well. But again, it is set to expire unless Congress extends it. So you should be mindful of that and look for like any other programs that may be able to assist you in your state, because there are relief programs in most every state. There are relief programs and programs to help you get additional income or find maybe employment, give you rent relief, mortgage relief, car relief, right? Car on your car payments, maybe childcare, food programs. So definitely look into those programs that are available. As always, we have our relief and grant tracker that is free online on our website that you can always go to seek out information regarding different programs that may be available to you in your area. So we have the state CARES Act grants on there in other state, but we do not have every single grant listed from state to county because there's just too many. But we know that they're out there. I see them every single day, but we give you tips on where to find them in your local area. So we're doing the heavy lifting for you. You can just simply go to our website at www.shebosstalk.com and click on the menu tab called Relief and Grant Trackers right at the top. And there's a welcome bar across the top for COVID relief resources and tools that are there available for you. Another thing I wanted to talk about also is student loan forgiveness. Now, the Department of Education extended the pause on student loan repayment through the end of January, which means we are set to repay. This doesn't mean you don't need to repay, but a pause to give you some relief, right? Some help. And through January 2021, which means payments would not resume until February 2021. Again, unless it's extended through another stimulus bill or just some extension by the Department of Education. So that's where that stands right now as far as the student loan forgiveness. Okay. So those are the main updates that are really important. Again, everything is coming to a close at the end of December. So, just take account of the programs that you are participating in or want to participate in, and know that if you're going to take action, now is the time, because the 2020 is coming to a close. And I don't know if they're going to pass a relief before Christmas. Even if they do, most likely it won't even be in effect until the new year comes. But we're expecting more relief. We're expecting more money to be flowing into small businesses. Even without that, right now, again, the bulk of your relief, the bulk of free money that you can get for your small business is at your local levels. And sometimes, and I say this in every video because there's so many of you out there that don't know that these programs exist in your own area, and you miss out. And I know a lot of these local areas are like struggling to find you, especially minority and women businesses. So as we provide this information to you all, on our videos, I'm asking that you do share this with your colleagues, your peers, and your friends, and let them know that there is relief out there. You guys, if you're in Michigan has so many programs. They just rolled out another small business grant program because there's so much. Michigan was one of the hardest hit states. So they have so many grant programs, and they just released another $10 million grant program giving up to $15,000 to small business. So if you are in Michigan or someone is, please share out this video, have them go to the grant tracker and look at all those grants that there are so many for Michigan. I mean, I can't even list them all, but you can use that as a starting point, and it shows you exactly what agencies are administering those grants for each state. Each state has CARES Act money. It was given at least $1 billion or more in CARES Act money. And so a good portion of that, hundreds of millions, have been dedicated to small business. And then their CARES Act money, they gave down to the counties and the states, and then the counties and the cities, and then the counties and the cities have rolled out grant programs, right? And they have rolled out multiple rounds because they know, again, there's such a great need. So the states have been some of our biggest advocates. So I would encourage you to stay connected. Once you find out this information, again, do share it. We have a ton of resources that are available for you. So, there's no reason, you all should not get access to the relief that you need. Because we have resources. We have the grant tracker. We developed the winning grant application cheat sheet for all the grants that are out there at every single level. There's so many national grants, all the ones at your local level that have come out. There will be more relief, federal grants that will be made available that never before have been made available, but because of the COVID-19 pandemic, because they want to help bridge the racial inequities, right? They want to make it more equitable for women and minorities. They're giving out money. Now, Oregon, I know they put a stop to they have a program for Black-owned businesses. They ran into an issue for targeting Black businesses specifically. So they have paused it. I know they're still processing those who applied, whose applications were already submitted. But the bottom line is that minorities have been disproportionately impacted. So they look at that. These programs look at what population of people or businesses have been disproportionately impacted, which ones are on the front lines. Because I can tell you this was months ago. So it's probably increased more than that. More than 41% of Black-owned businesses closed their business. That's crazy. And then, Blacks and other minorities are hardest hit and dying from COVID-19. So they see that, and that they are coming up with these programs to really give assistance to these disenfranchised groups. So it's not a matter of not helping everybody. They see that in the federal CARES Act programs, 90% of us didn't even get funding. Right? So at what point do the disenfranchised get access? So understand, if you're a small business, it doesn't matter what type of business it is, there's money out there for you. But don't get upset because one group is getting something over another. Every group is getting money. There's money for every single type of small business that is out there. Find the ones that apply to you. And I say this because I hear people on my comments, not often, but they're there, that speak to, why is it only grants for women? Or why is it only grants for Blacks? Or why is it only minorities? There's a grant for you. Use the grant tracker and find the one that applies to you and you qualify for. And focus your energies on that because they're out there. There's enough for everybody. There's enough opportunity for everybody. What you need to focus on is taking action, being intentional, getting money a priority for you and your business. I know that's what I'm doing. I know that what most of my peers in this community are doing. And I would encourage you to do the same, because as much as there's money out there available for me, there is money available for you. Okay. I probably come back on and talk about this later, but Huntington Bank, I highly recommend it. I bank with Huntington. I bank with some other banks, but this is my primary bank because they are such advocates for small business. They have a great small business program, and they recently released a $25 million loan program. It's called Operation Hope for women businesses. It's a phenomenal program. So if you do need a loan, I have some businesses that are doing amazing things. I mean, buying buildings, doing great things, and they need a lot of capital. So if you're that type of person, look into the Huntington program. You can call any branch, and you do not have to be a customer of Huntington to be a part of this program. So this is small business owners, I believe, just in the U.S. But again, it's a $25 million fund that you can definitely take advantage of. If you are a person that have need to improve your credit, I don't like to say bad credit. We all have areas that we need to improve. If your credit does not meet the certain normal qualifications, they have like waived or lowered the credit requirements for this program. If you don't have a business plan, they're giving you training, $1,500 worth, waiving the fee, so that you get the training for free, and then they are able to give you the money. So it's a phenomenal program. I'll make sure that I drop some information in the comments, but you can Google huntington.com, right? And go into your, call your local branch, set up an appointment, and see if you can get the loan. Again, the Huntington Bank program is Operation Hope program, and it's a $25 million fund for women's small business. Before I close out, I just want to mention, we are in the holidays. We want to give back. We have been in the spirit of giving and paying forward. So we're continuing to do that. So if you have not checked out our holiday "'Tis the Season" for giving contest, where we're giving away $100 gift cards across our community, across our social platforms, we invite you to participate in that. It's pretty simple. You tell us why you deserve the gift card, and you subscribe or you follow us wherever we are, and you share out the video or the post in your story or on your wall, or wherever it is, depending on where you are on social media. So we have a dedicated video. You can just go to the video and drop a comment. If you're on YouTube, you can go to our wall. The post is there. If you follow us on Instagram, anywhere, you can enter 4 different ways or 5 different ways. We have a post on Instagram. We have a holiday contest post on our Facebook page at She Boss Talk. So it's pretty simple. Find us at She Boss Talk, and you can submit on either of the platforms to increase your chances of getting a gift card. If you are on our email list, you have another opportunity, because we're giving gift cards specifically to our community that is on our email list. So if you are on our email list, please do check your inbox and do check your spam folder, because I always say a lot of you all miss out because you don't check your emails and you don't double check your spam folder, because everything doesn't always hit your inbox. So if you see a message from She Boss Talk, do respond to it, because we put deadlines on everything, just like these grant programs. But we are so excited to be able to give during the season. We know it's been so challenging for a lot of you all. We appreciate your continuous support and dedication to the She Boss Talk family, for helping us get out the word about these different programs, for taking a small action and making a big impact on another person's life and another person's business, because we've been able to help thousands of people just in a few months that thought they were ready to give up. They thought they were going to have to close their business, and now they're still in business, or they're able to pivot, or they're able to get what they need because they were able to get access to information, resources, and tools to help them secure money for their business. So we're so thankful for that. Again, thank you so much. If you have not subscribed already, do that. And if you haven't given a thumbs up or a like, do that, and then share this out, because again, sharing is caring. Continue to be the boss with amplified impact. Continue to stay in good health and stay safe. Have a wonderful day.